Hello, and welcome to day 3 of the Financial Setup Challenge 2023 edition. And in day 1, we set some goals, or we thought about the goals that we had already set and prayed about them, committed them to the Lord. In day 3, we had a peek in uncovering what kind of thoughts could stop us from achieving those goals. And that was day 2, right? And in day 3, we are going to discuss how to make your money work for you. So today we're going to um, discuss investing. But first, before you do so, there are a few things I want you to know first, right? Okay. Things to do before you start investing. And I want to discuss this before we talk a bit more about investing because investing is a very good tool to make your money grow for you. But if you but an even greater tool is financial literacy, right? Okay, first step, make sure that you already have your financial goals set, right? You want to know what you want your investments to help you achieve. So, what is your goal when investing? So, take some time to think about that. Are you buying a house? Are you saving for retirement? Are you saving for a big purchase? Are you investing so that you can do X, Y, or Z, or live a certain lifestyle? Or what is the goal of the investing? What's your financial goal? So we need to set that first. Secondly, is very important. We need to deal with debt. If you have any high interest debts, um, you want to deal with that first. I would say all credit card debts, personal loans, everything outside mortgages should be dealt with. Um, you can deal with it at the same time as you're learning and starting this process, but you want to bear that front of mind. Why? Because if you have a credit card with a very high interest rate, let's say 20%, right? And that's really normal for many credit cards. 20% interest rate, that means that the money you owe is compounding at this high rate. And if you're investing, you can't predict how much you're going to earn back. You could get a return on your investment of 7%, 10%, maybe even more. But if your credit card interest rate is much higher than the return on what you're putting your money aside to invest in, it's kind of, it doesn't necessarily financially work out in a positive net balance. It doesn't lead to that. It would be better for you to take the cash that you have, pay off the high interest so that the money doesn't keep growing, and then you can continue investing. If you have low interest that is much less than your return on investments, then you can consider, okay, I'm going to start investing because I'm going to make more money here than I am in paying off this particular debt, because it's such a low interest. The debt is going to cost a really low amount. This is something that I teach in depth, but I just wanted to touch on it here. Third thing that you want to do is establish a fund for if you need cash now. So what happens once you're investing, you've got money tied up, and then you need to, travel somewhere, and it's going to cost you, a bit of money. You need to fix something important. You need to, service your car. You need to do something with money that you have tied up. You don't want to start investing and then pull the money out, because you're going to pay fees on just pulling money out that you are going to put back anyway. So you want to save your emergency fund, your life fund, if you need money for, the things, we discussed, our vision and our goals in day 1. And so you have an idea of the things that you are planning to do, or in your particular life. And so you want to make sure that you've got some money saved aside for those things, and then you use the extra money that you can tie up and you're not going to touch for a while, at least 5 to 10 years. Um, yeah, so the fourth thing that I want you to know is before you start investing, you also need to understand your risk tolerance. Now, I don't know if you haven't heard the word before, it's basically deciding ahead of time how much risk you are comfortable taking on. It's an emotional feeling, right? Now, imagine you put all your savings in a particular investment vehicle, and then it crashes. And we've had in the recent years, we've had many types of investment vehicles crash, and people's savings, their life savings have just disappeared overnight. But if that happened, how would you feel? Would you be able to sleep? Would you be tense? Would you be scared? Right? And then flip that. Imagine if you put 5% or 10% of your life savings into this investment vehicle, and then it crashed. How would you feel about that? Maybe you might feel like, oh, a little bit sad, but okay, you can still sleep. At least it wasn't all of it, right? So that's kind of your risk tolerance, how much risk you're willing to take on. And knowing this can affect the type of investments that you choose. And there are different ways, types of investments, but you need to know this first, right? And then that would help guide you in the type of investments that would align to your values, that would align to your risk level, right? Okay. Then step 5, number 5 is financial literacy. You need to learn about what you're getting involved in. You don't want to start investing blind. You need to learn about stocks, learn about bonds, mutual funds, cryptocurrencies, EFTs, all investment options that you are thinking of, or you might not even be thinking of yet. You need to learn about them, right? You need to make sure that it's definitely, you know exactly what you're getting, and you know what it means, you know what happens if the prices go up, what happens if it comes down, how prices go up and come down as well. Those are things that you want to know. And then while you're doing this, you want to at the same time keep reviewing your budget, keep reviewing your spending plan, making sure that after you start investing, you're going to still have money to cover your living expenses, right? You don't want to learn about, because the thing is that as you start learning about investment options, you may start thinking, okay, if I invest a pound, I'll make £100. Giving you an example randomly, a pound will make £100, and then you may decide, oh, actually, how about if I invest £1,000? Would that mean I'll make 100,000? And maybe if based on that logic that I'm sharing in this example, maybe that's true. But if £1,000 is everything that you have, and in that £1,000 is your rent, it's your mortgage, it's your food, it's your bills, then you want to make sure that you are reviewing it and making the best decision for yourself that wouldn't leave you stuck now, struggling to survive now, or just struggling to maintain your normal standard of living. Okay. Now, to invest, you do need to use a brokerage firm. You need to use an investment brokerage firm. So you want to compare different brokerage firms, right? And things that you want to pay attention to is fees, their options, and the features that they have that might meet your needs. So some brokerage firms might be very do-it-yourself, and some may be very they have like everything is done for you, and all you just have to do is pick, select how risky you want your fund to be, or how much interest how much reward you would like to earn, and then everything is auto selected for you. So you want to research that and pick one that, suits you best. Again, getting financial literacy, some education on this is very key. You don't just want to go in blind. Okay. So does this sound like you? Have you ever asked yourself, how do I actually even start investing? Right? Okay. So let's get to the good part. First step is you need to open a brokerage account. And there are many firms online right now that do this. Remember, and as we are thinking about opening a brokerage account, I want to give you this image, and it's one that I heard on a friend's page recently, and they said, would you take a huge cash sum now, or would you take like a penny a day that was doubled every day for 30 days, right? And or would you take, like, was it like maybe like $1 million now, or a penny a day that was doubled for every day for 30 days? And a penny a day doubled every day for 30 days kind of gets up to multiple millions, right? And it kind of highlights the impact of compound interest. Now, have you ever had any debt, like credit card debt, where you had money, you borrowed a certain amount of money, and then before you know it, the money that you borrowed maybe was 500, next thing it's 2,000 that you owe, and you're wondering, how is this money just keep growing? That's compound interest, but it's working against you, right? And so when we're investing, we're harnessing the power of compound interest so that we can make our money grow faster than if we just left it in a savings account. And so the first thing that we want to do is to find a firm that it's a brokerage firm is a company that specializes in investments, and you open an account with them, and then you utilize them to start investing. And then the second thing that you want to do after you pick your brokerage firm is to fund your account. So you open an account with them. It's just like, like you open an account with a bank, but there's nothing there. You've opened an account, but there's nothing there. You need to actually put money in the bank, right? So you need to put money into your brokerage account, into your investment account, and make sure you can transfer money from your bank account to the account, or you can do a standard order, so every month you're putting money aside into your brokerage account. You do it directly online. Many of them are online done now, so you can't necessarily walk in and pay cash in. And then the next thing that you want to do is, I already said, you should research investment options. So you bring that research. You now know, you've opened an account, you've funded it. You now know that what you want to invest in. You know that you can invest in individual stocks, you can invest in bonds, you can invest in mutual funds, you can invest in, multiple things, and you understand. And all this, anything that you're going to invest in is going to have key fact documents, so you can read that document as well. So once you have decided what investment option you're going with, you're going to pick one. You select one. You select, maybe you're going with a mutual fund or an EFT. You select one, and then you're going to place that order through your brokerage account. You're going to put the money on the money that you funded your account. You will use it to buy shares with that fund or with the stock market fund. If you want to learn a bit more about the definition of terms, I would suggest my 30-day, it's also a free training, is my 30-day money course. It's a free training, and in that training, on one of the days, we talk about money every single day, but on one of the days, I actually break down for you what each thing means. I break down what the stock market means, and I break down what all the different bonds and the different terminologies actually mean. Okay, then the next thing is you can now monitor your investment. So you've now made it your first investment. Congratulations. Make sure you know how much fees you're going to pay, you know what it's going to look like, and then you can now monitor it to make sure that it still aligns with your goals and risk tolerance. And I'm not saying monitor it every single day. I'm saying and it depends on what you're investing in. Let's say you invest in an EFT fund, which is a fund with loads of different companies from different sectors all together. You probably do not need to monitor that type of fund very often, but you do want to make sure that as time goes on, because if you're, when you're a young person, you might feel like your risk tolerance is very high. You don't really care if you lose any money because you've got loads of time to make more money. So you may want like high risk, high reward, which, also has the possibility of high loss. And as you get older, you may feel like, do you know what? I'll rather reduce my risk so that I don't lose anything, or I don't lose that much. But at the same time, I know I may not be making that much. So you're going to be investing in safer companies. Right. Okay. And then finally is diversifying your portfolio. You want to make sure that when you're investing, that you're investing in a mixture of things so that you can spread your risk, and increase your overall returns. You don't want to put all your eggs in one basket, as as the saying goes. So you want to, and so in diversification, you can diversify across sectors. So investing in fashion, investing in construction, investing in real estate, investing in pharmaceuticals, that across sectors. You can invest across regions, so investing in Asia, in Africa, in the Americas, in Europe. So you can diversify in different ways just to spread your risk. And yeah, I think that's it for making your money work for you for day 3. The best way, I would say, to make your money work for you is investing. And there are multiple ways you can think about this. First is investing in yourself, which is investing in your financial education. Because many people, we see it on the internet, social media, when people win. We don't always see it when they lose out, when they make huge losses, except for the latest scandals that have been in the news. But education is so important. You don't want to rush through it and try and achieve, and try and do things on your own without, getting the right education, right? Getting the right knowledge so that you know exactly what you're doing, the results that can come out of what you're doing, and the consequences that can come about from what you're doing as well. So that's really key. The next thing is putting your money, investing your money, not just saving it in the bank, but actually making it work for you. When you are investing, you're almost doing what the banks are doing, right? The banks, when you put savings in, the banks invest your money so that it works for them. And you want to do that for yourself too. Be your own bank in a way, right? Yeah. And those are the best ways to start investing. If you do have any questions, make sure you pop it in the comments or send me an email. I hope you have enjoyed this 3-day challenge. If you would like more support, I am starting a group mentorship program, and we will meet once a week to discuss all these things that we have been talking about and much more. And so if you would like to sign up find out more about the group mentorship program, you can book a call with me here at elizabethbooker.com/apply. Let me know if you're interested in the group program, or you can send me an email and let me know if you are interested in increasing your financial literacy, learning more about biblical ways to set goals, learning more about biblical ways to build your wealth, learning more about ensuring that things that are like obstacles that will stop you from achieving your financial goals are uprooted and removed. Any roadblocks are highlighted and demolished. Anything that would obstruct your goals from being achieved. And then also, you will also learn how to start investing for yourself. You will learn the pros, the cons, and you will leave with a deep understanding of how to make your money work for you, whether you're in a recession, you're in an economic boom, or anywhere in between, or even in a pandemic. I will also share that with you. Okay, so that was it for day 3. Have a great day.